Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Parkitect Disneyland. If you watched the last episode, I did build a Tower of Terror called Giza Mountain. I've saved that as a blueprint and I will place it down when after I figured out kind of how this area is going to be. So I'm going to build the Big Thunder Mountain first, which is absolute chaos, and this video drove me nuts because it's so much rock work and literally the whole video is rock work. So I've tried to chop it down and keep it interesting. But once I've kind of figured out the area and this ride, which is an absolute nightmare, I will place down the Tower of Terror and figure out the whole area. So basically, this coaster was just like I built it like 4 times. I wasn't happy with the layout. I wanted to have 2 lift hills because that's kind of a traditional thing with mine trains. And I basically just wanted to have a nice layout, a custom layout that just flowed nicely over the kind of land that I gave myself. And it was just kind of really difficult and I had a bit of a hard time with it. And then obviously with the theming, it's just the big rock. And this was, when I built this, that you couldn't colour the rocks with your own colours, it was just the preset colours. And so it's just one big blob of brown rock. I do go in and change it a little bit once it's kind of complete and add details, break up some of the colours and add some other little bits and pieces here and there. But for the moment in this video, while I'm building it, it is just one big brown colour. So yeah, I actually must say that this coaster and the ride was kind of like a bit of a disappointment for me when I was building it. It didn't really turn out how I kind of imagined it. I struggled with some of the limitations of the game with this ride, and I mean, I was really proud of the main street and the Tomorrowland as well. I think it came together really well, and I wanted to kind of keep up that level of detail and kind of my imagination with this ride. And this is where I think I kind of lost it a little bit. I mean, I'm not really sure. Maybe I'm just too close to the work, but I try and it turns out good. Like in the end, I am really happy with it in the end. But the journey to that point wasn't like as successful as I had hoped. So yeah, I basically looked up references for Big Thunder Mountain from the various Disney parks. They're all kind of slightly different. I love the one at Paris because it goes underneath the water, and that was something I thought about doing but didn't do it. And I said I've gone over the water. And I do really love the Grizzly. I can't remember what it's called now. The one in Hong Kong. That one's really cool. It's very different. But a good kind of concept. But yeah, I've just kind of looked at a lot of them, got some ideas, and I'm just kind of just using that knowledge to try and create something that looks similar, or something that can, well, basically what I want you to be able to do is look at this ride and say, that's Big Thunder Mountain. So I haven't really got much else to say really about kind of this ride. I mean, I'm going to build it. You'll see from it yourselves kind of what I'm kind of talking about a little bit with the build. But yeah, this is going to be like a 2-episode build, I think, because it's quite a lot of work. And I kind of did the basics in this episode, you know, the rocks and the layout and everything. And then in the next episode, I'm going to go in and do the station and add some of the nice little details that the mine trains have. But yeah, I mean, I get a little bit of theming done in this episode, but I won't get it completely complete until the next episode. So I thought it'd be cool there to have like a crashed train in the rocks. Something that don't know if I've seen before in a mine train ride. But the idea came to me, so I've included it. And I'm just going to add some fire effects in there and just make it look like a crashed train, which I think is like a nice cool little touch. And I'm just adding these bushes around the rocks just to kind of give it some foliage poking out, just to make it not so big and brown. So actually also in this episode, I'm going to build waterfalls flowing down from various pools of water. And I've actually seen a few comments of that on Reddit and stuff with people wondering how to do that. So, I mean, I'm not going to really explain how to do it, but you can watch me do it and you'll see kind of how it's done. It's really simple. You just need to build a few little pools of water and then add the waterfalls in between. It's not like Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 where you had to have a certain amount of distance between the pools and everything, and then you click the water in. I mean, the actual waterfalls are wall pieces, so you can place them anywhere you like. So that's really a lot easier actually than Tycoon 3. So I've ridden quite a few mine trains. So I've ridden Thunder Mountain at Paris and in Florida, and I've also ridden the one at Phantasialand, which is actually one of my favourites. It's really good. It's really long, and it's got a nice dark section, and it's a really good one actually. Obviously Vekoma, so they're not the most smoothest things in the world. Bit jolty, but yeah, I mean they're quite a good family attraction, and I do enjoy them, and I think they're good for a park to have a mine trade. It really kind of covers all areas of, you know, a family attraction, and it's a roller coaster, and the theming's always good. So yeah, I think they're a good ride to have in your park. I think to build one is actually quite difficult because they are so kind of Pacific in style. With, you know, they have multiple lift hills, and the layouts are always really, you know, not too crazy, not too steep drops and things. It's just kind of windy and twisty, but very, very clever actually. I think they're really a good kind of concept. So I'm just going to go in and build like a backstage area. I didn't want the whole thing to be rock, because I think behind the actual rocks, maybe the part that you didn't see would actually be like a maintenance building, or actually is like it's a fake facade and it's all held up by like supports or something. So I'm just doing that here. You won't see these buildings, but it's all going to be a part of a backstage area of this side of the park. So at the moment I'm actually put this park a little bit on hold, not because I don't want to finish it or anything, but because I've been struggling with ideas, and I know that things will come to me and that I will finish it, but right now I'm just kind of gathering ideas and just doing some other little things. I've actually built a lot of the park. I've done the Frontierland, got the main street in Tomorrowland, obviously, the castle, I've done the Haunted Mansion, I've started Adventureland, and I have a little bit of Fantasyland done, but I need to kind of join up the areas, finish Fantasyland. It's really got a lot to do. I want to do like It's a Small World attraction, and obviously Jungle River Cruise, those kind of traditional Disney attractions. So I mean, I do really want to finish this park. It just might take me a bit longer than maybe I'd hoped, and for you guys as well. I mean, that maybe you want to see it finished just as much as I do. So it will get there, but this might take a bit longer than I hoped. So here's the bodies of water that I was talking about, just making some small pools and then adding the water curtains in between each section just to make it look like it's flowing. Really simple. So I'm just going to leave you now to watch the rest of this video of me building this part of the Big Thunder Mountain ride. If you've enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you've not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. I just reached 400 subscribers. I'll say thanks to everyone again. And also, I've started a new series called Pleasure Beach. If you haven't seen that, check it out. There'll be a link to the video at the end of this video. So I'll see you all next time. Enjoy the video. Bye.
Sweet, but try, okay?
Well, we could survive without trees because we all originate from trees. Trees are our ancestors. Yes.